art school or manga college does not guarantee that you will become a manga artist. You have to complete one story in a week. That's about 15 to 20 pages.
We have teamed up with a manga artist who is published here in Tokyo to figure out what you need to do to make those steps to become a professional artist. She has been published 2 different manga series. She has this one, which is Tutti. It's a slice of life manga that was published in Weekly Shonen Sunday. This is a leading Japanese manga magazine that has given us other titles such as Detective Conan, Inuyasha. She's also done another one called Chuganji's Clan Secret, which was published in Monthly Shonen Sunday. So she knows what it's like, she knows what it takes to be able to become a professional artist in Japan. For someone who is interested in learning how to draw manga, either as a hobby or as a professional artist, how would you recommend that they get started?
I'd recommend to start just copying your favorite manga for practice. Try 30 or 50 pages. Paper and pencil is fine. After that, try drawing your original manga. Then you can start by drawing just 10 pages, okay? It doesn't matter if you think it's not good or it's long, because the best way to practice is to actually draw manga.
That makes perfect sense. Practice makes perfect. It's like everyone says, just do it. If you are going to start, would you recommend using digital or analog? I know there are a lot of digital tools that are used in the industry, but is analog still used?
Yeah, currently about 80% of all manga are drawn digitally. However, some jump artists still draw in analog. So if you like paper and pen and don't want to work digitally, I think analog is fine.
Oh, that's great. I'm kind of a paper pen person, but I'm trying to learn digital. So good to hear. For people also who are starting out, would you recommend going to art school? Is that an important step in becoming a professional manga artist?
It seems to me that people who want to get better at drawing go to art school. However, going to art school or manga college does not guarantee that you will become a manga artist. So I don't think it's very important.
Okay. So as a self-taught artist yourself, is this a path you would recommend then, or self-taught is okay?
You can become a self-taught manga artist, but if you love drawing and want to get better at it, if you want to learn to draw different style, or if you want to learn more about art itself, then I would recommend going to the art college.
Oh, that's awesome. I did not go to art college, so also good.
It's me, same.
It's lovely to hear. I love the self-taught. It's like inspiring for people who maybe
Me too.
don't have the means or time to go to school. So that's fantastic. What's the normal career path for a manga artist, and how long does that take?
First, you have to apply for a manga award. Then, if you win an award, editor will start to support you. After that, you have to draw a few one-shot manga, short story manga for magazine. Then you will have the opportunity for a manga series and to publish a manga book. Of course, most people give up halfway through. It will take at least 2 or 3 years to get a serialization. And some people take 4 or 5 years or even longer. And then, even then, if the manga series is not popular, the series will be cancelled immediately, and the manga and possibly your career as well, it's over. If that happens, you will have to start preparing for the next manga series all over again.
That sounds like quite the process. I can see why people maybe give up halfway through.
Yeah.
As a bit of an extra, if you are going to submit a one-shot or to a contest, would you recommend that you write your one-shot in the same genre you want to be serialized in? For example, if you want to write fantasy later, should you submit to contests fantasy?
I would change the
Change.
first one fantasy, and next ones are like a comedy or romance. I would change.
Oh, that's interesting. So you can kind of do a whole bunch of different things. That's awesome.
I try the
one.
difference.
Oh, that's awesome. So if you do want to start trying to work professionally, how can you find work as a manga assistant?
Nowadays, you can find jobs on internet. There's a popular site called Gamma, but it's all in Japanese.
Oh, no. So, I imagine Japanese, how important is it to be able to speak Japanese if you want to become a professional artist in Japan?
It's extremely important. So you need to able to speak Japanese to an expert level. Japanese publisher and editors all speak Japanese. And when we have a meeting or when we discuss the story or characters, we always speak in Japanese. The most people in Japan also don't speak English. So if your manga is not written in Japanese people will not be able to read it. So if you want to become an artist in Japan, Japanese fluency is a must.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll try my best.
Okay.
So what are the first steps for a manga to go from the first sort of sketches to a published chapter? And how much time do artists get to work on each chapter?
The first step is to submit a storyboard. It's called a nemu to your editor. If the name was rejected, you have to change it again until it's approved. If you are lucky and your name is accepted, you can start drafting your manga manuscript. Once the draft is done, the editor will check it. If the editor gives you the okay, you can finish it by inking characters and background and beta painting and doing screen tones. For a weekly magazine, I have to complete one story in a week. That's about 15 to 20 pages. It makes me 2 or 3 days to make a story and 4 or 5 days to draw it. For a monthly magazine, it may take 1 or 2 weeks the story. And each story is about 30 to 50 pages. The inking and the background must be complete in the remaining 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, so it's tight. Weekly magazines sound rough.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow, I don't know how you guys do it. You're all superstars. So when you are drawing, what do you find that is the most difficult part to draw? Is it faces, characters, backgrounds? What's the most challenging for you?
For me, drawing a body and playing sports, for example, baseball, basketball, karate, and so on. Because I cannot do sports at all. It's hard to know what is accurate. I'm also not good at drawing a motorcycle and bicycle and car.
Bicycles sound like a nightmare. I will just maybe never include a bicycle no character. So for those who love to draw, but maybe aren't as interested in writing the stories, what kind of career directions would you recommend? Would you maybe recommend finding a writer to team up with, something like that, or perhaps just a different direction?
I think collaborating with a story writer is a good idea, like a Bakuman, or you could go the way of an illustrator or animator.
Oh, okay, awesome. So would you recommend finding a writer to team up with if you do want to just do the drawing and not the story?
Yes, if you want to do that, you should do it while you are young.
Sounds good. Are there other manga duos that have been successful in doing that, in teaming up?
Yes, for example, One Punch Man, Kinnikuman, the Bakuman, the Hokuto no Ken, Jagan, Kakegurui, and many more.
As a manga author, what do you find are the common ambitions of other authors? Would it be to get your work serialized, to see your manga become an anime or a live action? What's kind of that goal, that top tier?
I think it's going to become a popular manga. It would be even better if it become an anime or movie. Poster will be put up in the street, and the supermarket will package snacks with a character on them. It's great to get paid a lot of money, but it's also a dream job to receive fan letters from readers and to be told that your manga is amazing by both children and adults.
That's awesome. I can only imagine what it would be like to see your characters in the streets. That's awesome. So in a time where social media is so important, especially in marketing, how important is it for artists to support themselves by promoting their own channels?
I think it's important to promote yourself on social media because it gives you a chance to be read and seen by many people. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have to.
Do you think that growing your own following, though, can maybe help you get published?
Yes, I know friends who are getting offers from a publisher through Twitter, Instagram, and Pixie.
Oh, that's super cool. It's cool to see these kind of new ways to get your work out there, and people being able to promote themselves is always really cool. So do you have any final advice for any of our aspiring manga artists out there that you want to kind of leave off with?
Yeah, just draw a lot of manga. And if you can complete about 2,000 pages of manga, I think you can become a professional manga artist. Also, if you want to succeed in Japan, definitely study Japanese.
These both make perfect sense. Awesome advice for everyone. Well, thank you so much for talking with us today. And for everyone else out there, if you want to hear some more, we are going to have a part 2 in our video. So we will see you guys very soon. So that was the end of part 1 of our interview with our manga artist. So thank you so much to Katagiri-san for coming and talking to us today. That was really awesome. I really enjoyed it. Like I kind of said before, I love drawing manga. I would love to somehow become a published manga artist myself. So this was super cool, and I hope that you guys really enjoyed it as well. If you do want to kind of take that next step and maybe start drawing some of your own manga, Katagiri-sensei actually has a course. She just recently launched it on Skillshare, so it's brand new. She teaches from beginner to advanced, doesn't matter. Anyone can take the course, kids, teens, and you can then try to learn how to draw manga yourself from a professional manga artist who is currently publishing in Japan. So that's pretty cool. And because this video is actually sponsored by Skillshare, the first 1,000 of our subscribers to click this link will get a free trial of the premium membership. So you can go and take her course for free if you want to check that out, see if you like it, if it's for you. Skillshare is a huge community of people